Alright, welcome to another run through of an Outback Tour product. Now this one here, we've been cooking up for a little bit and I wasn't really sure about it, to be honest. We came out here today and honestly couldn't have had better conditions. It absolutely hammered down rain. But after using it in the rain, I actually really rate it, and yeah, I'll be definitely adding this to the back of my wagon in case I ever get stuck out in rain again. So the reason we did it is because normally you got to enter from the side with a wagon because there's a zipper. If you know anything about zips and awning zips, they drip water because it's a zip. No matter what sort of material you put over them, what sort of zipper you use, waterproof zips, we use it all, but they can drip, and you're trying to cook out the back, you've got your table, you don't want to get dripped on. But up until now, we can actually run, we'll show you in a second, we'll jump under, but we can actually run the D-zip awning, enter from the back of the wagon, and have rain protection. So the way that works is we've zipped our original Rainfly off and then zipped on this Annex. If you're wondering why I'm drenched, because we've been filming this in the rain. I'm just going to address that. But so this is new with previous tents. So we're in January of 2026 right now. From a couple of months ago, so late 2025, we made the switch to have Rainflies on all of our tents, zip on and off. So previously, before that, your Rainfly is actually stitched onto the body of the tent. So this product won't work for you. Now, I do apologize. I didn't know we were actually going to do this. You never know what you're going to cook up overnight when you're in the middle of the night. You think of an idea and you're like, damn, that's a good idea. So not everyone has a crystal ball, so I apologize. So before ordering this kit, open your tent, make sure your Rainfly actually zips off. That way, when we put this new Rainfly replacement on, it's actually going to work. Now, if you're dead set you want it, we can order a new canvas body in for you, but they're about $350. So just weigh up if you want to spend that. If you really want this product, then you know, there is a way to do it, but it just will have an additional cost. And again, I apologize, not all the Rainflies zip on, zip off, but they do from this date. So if you buy one now, you're good, it's going to work. All right, so what is this? It's essentially a piece of 320 GSM canvas supported by 2 poles and 4 ropes. Now we will be adding 4 poles just in case we want to raise this side, which works better with the 270 D-zip that we have up at the moment. But essentially, like I said before, it just zips onto your Rainfly and then zips off, and then we store it in a nice carry bag, which I'll show you soon. So if we jump under here, I'll show you what it's good for. So we do have the 270 D-zip currently out at the moment. So with the wagon, you know, you could close these doors and still get this ladder on. You could go up through the awning into the zip, and you're going no dripping through this zipper onto your cooking setup here, your fridge and everything. If you've got a drop down table or, you know, wagon life sort of things. And then yeah, you've got all this coverage. So we were just in the smashing down rain and just taking cover under here. So you've got all this cover, and then you've got all this coverage out the back as well. So, you know, you've got a lot of undercover area. And this isn't just for wagons. If you have a canopy and you want to enclose the back area as well and then further protect that zip area, then it's obviously going to work really well as well. So we might do another photo shoot in a couple of months once we roll these products into the range, and we'll throw it on the N80 and show you another example of how it looks on a canopy. So I'll jump up the ladder and I'll show you just how this thing attaches. Alright, so this is really simple. You can probably guess how to zip a new Rainfly on. I'm not going to show you that. One zips on, one zips off. That's easy. The differences are these Rainfly poles go into a little pouch instead of an eyelet, and that's mainly so we can waterproof this area. We do have a little flap over the zipper. Obviously, if it's windy, this flap's going to blow up and you might get some dripping, but it's going to be very minimal. Like I said, we were just in the rain and we got no water through here. So pretty much all it is, this whole Rainfly just zips onto your new Rainfly. So when you buy the Annex, we will give you a complete new Rainfly replacement as well, included with the cost with your Annex. Now, I personally don't love the flap look, which is why we're not going to roll this out across the range. I like everything to be a clean, sharp look, but so, you know, to combat that, we're just including a new Rainfly with every tent. But in saying that, I will be running this on my wagon in the future, and you know, I think it's a small cost to have that little flap. It does look different as well to what everyone else is doing on the market, and yeah, so small cost and easy setup. So once we've got that zipped on, I'm gonna go down and I'll show you how these poles work. All right, so these poles, they're just like any twist lock pole. You twist them and they loosen, and then you raise them up to where you want, and then tighten them off. The only difference is we've done them in 2 different sections. That way, when we pack it down, we can actually get it in a small bag, not some giant bloody thing. So in this video, there's only 2 poles, but after going out and then using this over the past day, we've realized we're going to do 4. What I think is going to look a lot better is if we can get 1 more pole here and bring it up over the awning like that, and then it's all going to look symmetrical. So it'll sort of look like that, and you'll be able to tie it down nicely, and it won't sort of sit over the awning like that and rub. So we'll do 4 poles, and if you only use 2 when you don't have the awning up, then that'll be sweet. So this is where your awning normally ends, and you've got about another 1500 mil all the way out here. So if you're trying to cook out the back of your awning, you can have a few camp chairs around, or kids or whatnot, pets, and then you've still got all this space. Like your awning, you're kind of cramped. I'm like up against the door. You're not sitting here. There's not much usable space. But with the Annex, you're gonna have it all the way out here. So I'll pack this awning down. I'll show you without the awning up how much extra protection we have out here. And maybe you don't even run an awning. Maybe you run both. But yeah, point is there's options. So this is with the 2 pole setting. Like I was saying, you don't really need a whole nother pole over here, but if you have it and with the awning, then you may as well use it, and we'll throw it in for you. But yeah, come underneath and then check out all this room. It's actually pretty crazy. There's all this room under here for your cooking. You're not going to get wet, and then like I said, you can access the back of the tent through the doors here. So yeah, pretty cool product. Yeah, very keen to run one on my setup, and I'll be, yeah, like I said, putting it straight in the wagon. So I've just rolled this up. Now, if you're anything like me, you're probably at least thinking it, could I roll this up without having to unzip it off every time? And it rolls up pretty small. If you took these poles out, you'd definitely be able to fold it up in there. I personally am going to store mine separate. I don't know if I'll always be using it, but I thought I'd just show you anyway what it looks like all rolled up. And if you've got a plus tent, probably not in the standard tent, but the plus tent, the X plus, you'd be able to throw it in there and store it in there, I'd say. Yeah, so I've gone and packed this thing up, and it is super light, so it'll fit in a rear drawer, fit behind your seat. If you've got a canopy, you'll get it in in your canopy somewhere. But yeah, nice little carry handle. It's got the poles inside, pegs, ropes, and everything. So yeah, pretty compact. This was the Rainfly I was talking about. You can see there's an extra little skirt on the top there, which has a zipper underneath it, and that is a completely it's a replacement Rainfly for the original one. So the original one, just keep it. You might never need it, but at least you got it. But that pretty much sums up the Rainfly Annex. It's I think it's pretty cool bit of kit. Really well priced as well for what you get. So if you're after a bit of an upgrade, hit us up. If you've got any questions, let us know. Cheers.